Hi, my name is Thuan Nguyen. I am Chief Information Officer at Techcombank, who has led the cloud adoption effort at TCB for more than 1 year now. Being one of the largest joint stock commercial banks in Vietnam, Techcombank's vision of chain banking changed lives necessitates a bold strategy with realistic execution roadmap to bring its vision to the customer as well as to the banking industry. In the field of the cloud technologies, Techcombank has stood out as it is pioneering the adoption of cloud computing amongst banks and financial institutions in Vietnam. We have partnered with AWS to showcase the benefit of the cloud as the country's financial service sector continues to mature, further promoting cloud adoption in the industry. In today's section, I would like to share with you the reasons why we have adopted cloud, what we have done to execute and enable the cloud adoption roadmap, as well as the key challenges and our way to overcome them during the first year of our journey. Our decision to go on cloud was anchored in customers' down-to-earth expectation of financial services. The most recent study conducted by credible consulting and analytics firms have shown that Vietnamese bank customers are becoming more and more digitally savvy, with over 82% prefer purchasing banking products or services through digital channels. They expect seamless banking experience that reduces friction and inconvenience while allowing for more flexibility even if it comes with a price. However, they would not sacrifice the security of their own information and identity. TCB has determined that only by adopting cloud technology with their scalability, high resiliency, and high security, allowing the bank to add capacity quickly and speed new products to market, and it would be possible to satisfy customer demands. As we move forward in the cloud journey, it will enable us to further deliver our value proposition to customers along multiple aspects. First, cloud support high availability of banking system and eliminate any communication gap between various channels by providing access from a single platform, leaving customers with seamless experience of services. Furthermore, cloud-based analytics can help analyze behavior, improving efficiency and customer insight. Second, cloud platforms are designed specifically with strong security features and built-in compliance mechanisms that would help protect our reputation and trustworthiness while enabling us to deliver the innovation our customer design. And third, cloud services can unlock new business initiatives that could be impossible outside the cloud model, such as those based on artificial intelligence. In addition, cloud automation enables us to roll out more frequent application updates, prototype faster, and quickly adapt to the market condition. Our journey starts with a deliberate design of cloud adoption program that balances between cost, speed, and quality. The first element of the program is cloud strategy. We embrace the cloud-first strategies, which request to utilize cloud services as default for any net new system, unless there is justifiable reason for not doing so. We also adopt a hybrid multi-cloud model to select the service fit for purpose and with the best total cost of ownership in the market. All cloud services will take advantage of containerization technologies as appropriate to ensure that cloud services could be run on multiple cloud providers. Moreover, dependent services should be run at the same cloud provider or location to avoid negative impact on latency, security, and SLA. When it comes to preparing for a complex cloud migration, the second element, a landing zone, is designed to serve as a starting point for new developments, experimentation, and application migration journeys. This environment provides a baseline to get started with multi-account architectures, identity and access management, governance, data security, network design, and login. Once the landing zone is readily built, we start to migrate our application to the cloud in 9 waves, which are planned based on deliberate consideration of the migration readiness, migration complexity, business importance, and cost of migration. This makes the third element of our cloud adoption program. 5 migration strategies will apply, with rehost accounting for about 53%, repurchase accounting for 10%, and refactoring account for 3% of our application portfolio. While more than 50% of our applications are rehosts, most of them are small applications that require little efforts. This is where we can test and learn before dealing with more complex and high-value applications. We aim to adopt more modernization approach, for example, repurchase, refactor, replatform, as we move forward in the cloud journey. As part of the cloud journey, we have identified the fourth element, which is modernization opportunities for some critical systems, such as core banking and card system, ESB and ODS, before migrating these systems to the cloud environment. The dynamic cloud usage results in the need for new financial governance and fifth element of our program, which help us to effectively optimize and control costs and realize long-term business value. In this new model, cloud users at department level, project level, and application level are requested to be accountable for controlling, forecasting, and reporting their spends. By doing so, they will become the true cost owner. Financial governance team oversee financial policy and governance setup, cost optimization, business case analysis, spending analysis, forecasting, and planning. We also follow the best practices approach to set up the CCOE as a sixth element of the program to drive the cloud transformation. The financial governance team is part of this center. As of December 2021, TCB CCOE has been run by 100 plus FTE whose responsibility includes setting cloud policy, getting provider selection, and assisting with solution architectures and workload placement, with the goals of improving outcomes and managing risk. It also oversees the organization's cloud computing practice and actively solicits contributions from across the bank. Last but not least, the seventh element is the cloud innovation partnership. The advantage of having cloud capability is that TCB could leverage the cloud ecosystem partner to innovate and launch financial products and services faster. TCB formed a dedicated team in transformation and digital office to explore and partner with these vendors to make innovation and testing of new ideas easy and quick. Initiating change or any strategic shift is a tough business, and building momentum is fundamental to getting the change to stick. Having said that, cloud adoption is not an exception. Since the very beginning of the journey, we have been determined to achieve every single milestone as planned, so that strong momentum could be created and maintained. Our cloud adoption project entails three phases, of which the first two phases, assess and mobilize, were done in line with the plan. For the third phase, migrate and modernize, the critical of the projects, we have navigated our best effort in reaching our goals. Over the last 8 months, we have conducted 3 migration waves based on our migration assessment, of which Wave 0 pilot 3 apps were delivered on time, Wave 1 3 apps, and Wave 2 2 apps were delivered ahead of time. All incur no incident and run under budget due to effective spend control and monitoring and increased level of TCB resource instead of outsourced resources. Currently, we aim for migrating 3 to 4 apps per wave. As the platform operation matures, we will be able to speed up the migration process. The planning for next waves will take into account such factors as the maturity level of platform, as well as other dependency, output of revalidated application portfolio discovery as an example. At Techcombank, cloud adoption has never been treated as a standalone project. While being with us for not so long, cloud has been an integral part of our day-to-day operations, and we at IT Division have committed to conduct the most significant institutional change to ensure that it can survive and thrive, and that its value proposition would be fully realized as we move forward in our transformation journey. Regarding technology and platform strategy, we have standardized a best-in-class software stack spanning data, orchestrations, and runtime to meet hybrid and multi-cloud application development needs. We also prioritize open source in building technology stack and re-evaluate storage and the backup stack to support virtualization, replication, and cloud backup use cases. Regarding operation, we have invested in building net new capability and practices, such as agile way of working, for example, for IT project management, and DevSecOps for the landing zone, as well as for all new workload to automate the managing and provisioning of the infrastructures. Regarding organization, we have redesigned role and the organizational model across development, infrastructures, network, and security team into Agile SWAT. We have also invested aggressively to retrain our team on select architecture and leverage partner as a stopgap to scale effectively. Regarding security and governance, we have designed and enforced a multi-cloud security models and architectures from day one across the network, application, and endpoints. In addition, we have put in place design approval board and chain approval board mechanisms to manage architectural chain and cross-pollinate best practices among teams. We have also rethought budget planning and finance control as the cloud scales. We have also invested to automate compliance testing and reporting. In overall governance, we also have TCB AWS partnership steer goal meeting bi-weekly to address roadblocks and collaborate support quickly. Looking back, we have acknowledged three main roadblocks, which could only be overcome through a systematic and comprehensive approach. The first challenge is shortage of cloud expertise and capabilities, while the market competition for hiring is fierce. At the very beginning, there were few members in the project that possessed proper cloud knowledge and experience. To effectively bridge the cloud skill gap for faster cloud adoption, we have conducted a few strategies at the same time. Ramp up the hiring of new employees with the required cloud skill despite the fierce competition in the market. Within a month, our talent acquisition team was able to onboard 10 cloud engineers, 4 cloud architects, and other related roles to the project's team. Leverage inside and outside training, especially the diverse AWS training resource, to upskill and reskill our workforce in cloud and agile knowledge domain. We have also formed a cloud champion network initially led by 25 employees known as cloud champions, who facilitate study group and offer peer-to-peer coaching alongside with AWS experts to further provide employees with cloud skill to encourage innovation, develop a cloud center of excellence of experienced, interdisciplinary, and collaborative experts to be responsible for developing and managing the cloud strategy, governance, and best practices to the rest of the bank, so that the rest of the bank can leverage and transform the business using the cloud. Besides leverage of support from AWS professional services team in access, mobilize, and migration phases, TCB worked with the top AWS premium partner in Vietnam for outsourcing opportunities. The second challenge is the technological complexity of maintaining both on-prem and on-cloud systems at the same time. To overcome the inertia and resistance to move to the cloud due to complexity, we have enforced very clear, uncompromised technical design principle with a bias for standardization to guide the migration, ring-fence existing data center, and redirect all new investment to either external or hosted cloud solution. Embrace loosely coupled architecture via API policies, moving to smaller set of cloud-ready set standard architecture pattern, adopt a phased migration approach starting with pilot migration and relatively straightforward and low-risk workload. The third challenge is culture and mindset. Increasingly, we have realized that our cloud migration journey is defined as much by our culture as by our technology choice. However, changing culture as well as people mindset is much harder than changing technologies. Humans don't like change. At TCB, we have tackled this issue by adopting the following strategies. Make the leadership team to act as change ambassador to sell the change to the entire organization. Establish a comprehensive and effective change management program to help all employees, not just IT staff, understand what is in it for them and involve them in the cloud journey early on. It entails 15+ cloud Saturday sessions, informal learning events aimed to build cloud community of practice, 20+ communication via email, social media, TechCom TV for staff, and a Cloudpedia page where all employees can get updates about the overall project progress, trainings, and certification activities, as well as other cloud-related events. Employee satisfaction score for our Cloud Saturday is currently 4.5 on 5. Introduce the new way of working on cloud that are deliberately designed for the sake of employee. One example is that we have supported the mass moving of the bank's workforce to working remotely in COVID-19 lockdown by rolling out cloud-based Microsoft Office 365 solution to ensure employees stay productive from onboarding through offboarding and help IT staff scale to manage and measure distributed employee experience. While the journey is still long ahead and the prospect can be daunting, but we have set a cloud North Star that would help the whole team keep inside the end goal throughout the inevitable upheavals. Our North Star is comprising of 3 guiding principles. 1, improve business agility. As such, we aim to delivering a strategic business value that allows for quick provisioning of environment to support business and customer workloads, as well as experimentation. 2nd, secure resiliency and automation. With cloud, we will deliver a highly resilient, highly secure, and highly automated operational environment for business and customer workload. 3, drive maximum business value via migrating existing and new workload to the cloud in a cloud-native manner. That is what we have done and learned during our first year of cloud journey. As our CEO simply put it, cloud for us is actually not really an option or a choice, but it really is a must and we need to do. The move toward the cloud will enable us to develop products and services much faster, generating insight much better, and develop very personalized services which we can create very unique and better experience. I hope that my sharing will be helpful to you while you are embracing or intending to embrace this challenging but worthwhile journey. You are not alone. Thank you for watching, and if you want to discuss further, feel free to contact me. Thank you again for attending, and we really appreciate your feedback so that we can better understand the topics and service you would like to know more about. So please do take time to fill out our survey and let us know what you think.